And now comes the part where I piss off the entire internet. I liked it. Well, hi there, internet. My name's Court, and welcome back to my Game of Thrones Season 8 review series. This is the final episode for the final episode, which is called, fittingly, The Iron Throne. As always, this review will be mad spoilers, all spoilers, moving forward, so you've been warned. Let's move on. I'm not going to sit here and say that, well, technically I'm standing. I'm not going to stand here and say that this is one of the best finales ever. It's not. I had problems with this episode, I had problems with the season overall, but it subverted my expectations, which is something this show is really good at, and I found it pretty satisfying. Off the top, we have Tyrion finding the bodies of Jaime and Cersei, and the scene is absolutely heartbreaking. Give Peter Dinklage an Emmy for that scene alone. Dany addressing her armies from the steps of the Red Keep was a brilliant scene. I think Emilia Clarke has been incredible this season, and she killed it in that sequence. She truly has become a tyrant. Daenerys. Not Emilia Clarke, she's cool. I said last week, and I still feel this way, Dany's turn to the dark side did feel rushed. Even though they've been laying the groundwork for it for years. Still, I really enjoyed this sequence. And Tyrion telling Dany that she slaughtered an entire city and throwing away the hand of the Queen Pin was great. And I dug the scene where Jon visits Tyrion in the dungeon, and they discuss where to go from here, and Tyrion saying sometimes duty is the death of love really sets up what's gonna happen next. And then Dany talking to Jon in the throne room about how she knows what's good and how other people don't get a say. You can tell she's really finally lost it, but she still believes in herself, and it was really good. Again, you're a tyrant now. You're gonna die, but it was a really good moment. And I've been confident for a while that it was gonna be Jon who would kill Daenerys. And while I liked the scene, it did kind of bother me that when they started kissing, you clearly see Jon reaching his right hand down, reaching for something, and it really just kind of telegraphed the moment. That was kind of a bummer. Having said that, Drogon's reaction to her death was amazing. He's basically crying, rolling her body over with his head, and then he just burns the Iron Throne into molten lava, this thing that has caused all this bloodshed. I thought that was great. And then flying away with his mom in his claws. It was beautiful, it was heartbreaking, I loved it. But speaking of rushed, after this monumental murder, we jump to this gathering of lords and ladies who have to try and decide who will be the next ruler, and everybody already knows that Jon killed Daenerys, and that was frustrating. I really would have liked to have seen people being informed of this, but such is what happens when you have a 6-episode truncated season, I guess. And Arya saying to Yara, say another word about killing my brother and I'll slit your throat, that was badass. I love Arya this season. Sam suggesting demography and getting laughed at. Admittedly, it was a funny moment, but it felt really out of place in this really tense scene. But I was glad we got to see Sam in the finale. And Tyrion nominating Robot Bran the Broken to be king, I thought that was a really nice surprise. I didn't really see that coming. And it does make a certain amount of sense the way Tyrion tells it anyway. At first I really didn't like the way Robot Bran was like, why do you think I came all this way? Just felt a little bit too cocky, but after thinking about it, sitting on it for a while, I get it. He foresaw this outcome. Makes sense. And I loved Sansa declaring the North an independent kingdom that we find out she's gonna rule. Get it, girl. And Tyrion being nominated as the Hand of the Robot King, almost as a punishment, I thought that was a nice touch. It is what he's really good at. And Jon's punishment for regicide being to take the black again, I thought that worked. I know a lot of people think it's unfair, they think Jon should have been king, and I totally get that, but at the same time, when has this show ever been about being fair? And the farewells between Jon and Sansa and Arya were absolutely touching, particularly with Arya mentioning that she's heading west, she's not going home. Maisie Williams has been amazing this season, and that moment I think might have been my favorite of hers all season long. It was so good. And I loved the cutting between the Stark children. Jon suiting up to ride north of the Wall, Arya suiting up to go sailing, and Sansa suiting up to be named Queen in the North. I thought that was great. Plus, we get to see Jon reunite with Tormund, which was a lot of fun, but even better, we got to see Jon reunite with Ghost, which admittedly got me a little bit teary. And I really liked Sir Brienne, who is now, I believe, the Lord Commander, finishing off Jaime's story in the book with he died protecting his queen. I thought it was very fitting. I think that's what Jaime would want to be remembered for. And the sequence with the new small council, I thought was really funny. Even though we didn't get the punchline to Tyrion's joke, I want to know what that is. And I do think Bronn was really shortchanged this season. What was he in, 3 or 4 scenes in the whole season? But the amount of importance he places on rebuilding brothels, it made me laugh out loud. And the series closes out at the exact spot where it opened with a group of people riding into the woods north of the Wall, presumably with Jon living out his years in the real North. It's a poetic mirror image. I liked it as the closing scene. I do feel that this season, much like last season, was a step down in quality. And I also think if they had done a standard 10 episode arc, it would have flowed a heck of a lot better. But overall, I did enjoy it. I thought it was a satisfying ending. I think a lot of the characters were wrapped up very nicely, and now my watch has ended. So now I want to know, what did you guys think of this episode? What did you think of this season? What's your favorite season, or what's your favorite episode of all time? Whatever your thoughts, hit the comments below. Let's discuss. If you enjoyed this review, please smash that like button and give it a share if you really enjoyed it. And hey, why not take a second, do me a favor, click subscribe and ring that bell to subscribe to my channel for more movie reviews, entertainment news, trailer reactions, damn it, all that good stuff. Thanks very much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Valor Morgulis.